Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rocha, Kadash, for giving me the spirit and power to make this lesson. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach this truth and rule well. Wabarakatham. Unto the elect is the brother Kabar from the Great Millstone Dallas branch. I'm back with another lesson. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to title this, No Worries, Just Faith. All right, as it came through my mind when I was thinking about, what I wanted to go into. Right now I'm at the job going in, but I wanted to put up this video as I could really find a lesson in my thoughts, or really in my notes. I have a lot of thoughts that have kind of come across my mind through the days and weeks. You'll write them down or whatever to keep track, but this kind of hit my spirit, because we got a lot of stuff going on in these latter days, the end times. And as these things happen, we have to not worry, okay? But the only way you're not going to worry is if you have Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. The whole world is going to be worried about how they about to make their next car payment, how they going to pay their bills, where the next meal going to come from. Matter of fact, let's grab this. Let's start off with this. It made me think of this. Matthew chapter 6. And verse, let's get down to 30. Let me see. There's a lot of meat on here, man. Dang. All right, let's start at 25. Matthew chapter, hopefully I get through this because I got to go in. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life. Does that mean just to be careless? No. Okay, that just doesn't, that just means to not worry so much. So caught up in your affairs and everything and how this going to happen, whatever, because then you stress yourself out. Then you ain't got time for the Lord because now you're doing this and you trying to make sure this, but it's never all going to be okay anyway. We're in captivity. It says, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what shall ye put on? It is not the life more than meat and the body more than raiment, right? All right, the carnal people, all they're focused on is cars, clothes, money, hoes. Okay, we're not to be focused on these things. Okay, yeah, you'll have some particular things, but they're not your main focus. They're not the principal thing. Those are just tokens. Those are gifts. Those are things we can use. Those are pleasures to enjoy in their own time. Okay, it says verse 26, behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather in barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? Okay, so boom, point of the lesson. All right, we don't have to worry about anything because Yahweh Bashim Al Shai is our guide. All right, in times of trouble. All right, in all times. All right, we don't have to worry about anything because Yahweh Bashim Al Shai is strong, a very powerful power, and a very active, immediate saving power. True. I can testify to this. Hey, the scriptures testify of this. Okay? All right? So we don't have to worry about these things, man. Take example, the birds. All right? Wow, it's a raven right in front of me. It was no birds here at all. Didn't even see one flying. This is amazing. Anyway, okay. Yeah, so take example, the birds, man. They don't have, worm stockyards and Walmarts and sowing and reaping and all this and storehouse. They don't got all that. But you see full-grown birds. So how do they eat to get full-grown? The Heavenly Father fed them. They're his creation. Us being much more better than they, we don't have things to worry about. He's going to provide along the way. And you read the scriptures, you can read how the Lord will provide along the way. How he would do it. Okay, miraculously. But it's going to take faith to have this no worry type of mindset upon you. That's why when things go down, you're good. You're not shaking in your boots. You're not agitated within. All right, your faith is not overthrown because you have Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, and you were told these things that would come anyways. We have prophecy. How could you be worried when prophecy is telling you what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen, what's happening in your time, how to move around in these times? You got to be in line with the scriptures. Okay, there should be a certain level of non-stress on all of the elect because they have Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Of course, there's going to be certain things that happens along your path. Yeah, you're going to be stressed out. Look at Job. He said, curse the day that I was born. He was going through a lot. Okay? So, hey, Yahweh Shai on the cross. Abba, Abba, why have you forsaken me? It's going to feel like that. All right? But that's not forever. All right? That's an experience. Okay? That's a test. It's a trial. Okay? So, you don't have to worry when you have Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay? Stop letting stuff bother you so much. Certain things, all right, that Satan do, hey, man, a lot of that shit you could laugh at. You know? You could just be like, ah, shit, all right. You know, you rebuke Satan and you, it is what it is. You deal with it. Okay? Not everything got to just be blown up. Okay? Reading on verse 27. Which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow, they toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if God so clothe the grass of the field, which is today and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? You see? And that's the point. I might end it off there and make a part 2, because that just hit the nail on the head. O ye little of faith. That's why you're worrying. You're worrying because you don't have enough faith. Get more faith. All right, get connected to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai more. Draw closer to him. Okay, fear the Lord more. Okay, develop more confidence. All right, through the fear of the Lord. Okay, and clear your mind, clear your conscience. Okay, so that you can have that confidence. And then when things happen, you're going to be okay. You're going to be like Yahweh Shai when that storm was happening and his men came, the disciples came, and he was, Lord, Lord, help, you know, and he was sleeping. Why wasn't he so stressed out and worrying? Because he had faith. And of course, Yahweh Shai had it without measure. Okay, but you see how faith will give you this peace. Okay, matter of fact, I will probably, Lord's will, I'll be going to a part 2 because I do got to go in, Salakia. All right, but I was thinking long for like, dang, I was like, man, you know, which one am I about to try to put together? All right, but I'm going to end off with this. Okay. Isaiah 33:6. Okay. It says, in wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. You see? So this wisdom, all right, what's coming from this wisdom? All right, the faith, everything is coming from this wisdom. The Ruach Kadash is the source. Okay. This wisdom is going to keep you stable, because as these things happen on a broader scale, ultimately, you know, the world is transitioning into the age of the Jakes, Segers 6 and 9. Okay. As this happens, you're not going to be so afraid and confused, okay, and worried, because you've aligned yourself with Yahweh Bashim Al Shai that's bringing these things and that's saving his elect from what he's bringing from the plagues. All right, so then when the plague of all the waters is turned to blood, then you're good. It's not in your dwelling. All your vessels are good. All right, you know, just, you know, give an example of, you know, that was like the first plague that happened, I believe. You know, the water being turned to blood, but not in the vessels, not in the dwelling of Jake. Jake had good water, you see? So when you understand these things, you digest them, and you put your faith in the hands of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, for real, then there's no more fear. One more precept. 2 Timothy 1:7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Definition of sound mind on Google. All right, so just chill. Don't fret. You know, it's something you got to develop. All right, but it's very possible, and you have to have this, because, you know, it's a lot happening. It's a lot gonna continue to happen. All right, sound mind definition. On Google, it says, of sound mind refers to a person, legal and mental capacity to understand the nature and consequences of their actions, such as signing a will or contract. It signifies being sane, rational, and free from severe mental impairment, dementia, or undue influence that would prevent understanding. You see? So the Lord has given us a sound mind, even when we're going through terrible, things that we don't want to go through, that will break people in the world, all those things. We have that sound mind to have peace in that moment. We can tap into that. And we got to tap into that more. And you're going to have to learn how to do that, or else you're going to do something irrational, okay? You're going to have a reaction, all right, to that fire, that furnace. But it's going to be a negative reaction, okay? You don't want that. So we act off of faith, all right, and we trust in Yahweh B'Hashem Al-Shai. That's how we have that sound mind. The faith, oh ye a little faith. It will say that a lot of times in scriptures, or when somebody's worried about something, or, help, where this and that is happening. And Yahweh Shai is, oh ye little of faith, because you got Yahweh Shai. What are you really worried about? Think about it. What are you worried about that he can't fix? He can't help. Have you called upon him first? Have you been seeking after him how you supposed to be? Have you knocked harder? Have you fasted? Have you seeked harder? Okay. So, Lord's will, I will come with a part 2. Lord's will, maybe today, but hopefully it was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem, Rakha Chadash, for giving me the spirit and power to make this lesson into next.